What's good, y'all? We got blacks mocked deported Latinos, and this happened. Shouts out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. We on the road to 100 KOK, so I need everybody to hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. Let's see what it's hitting for.
The protests against the ICE raids may have calmed down, but that doesn't mean the ICE raids are not continuing to pick up, especially in strongholds where Latino immigrants are known to be at, which is Los Angeles. All across downtown LA and East LA, popular taquerias, restaurants, and fashion vendors have closed down. The reason why? Federal agents are everywhere. And depending on what part of Los Angeles you're going to in Southern California, you can literally hear a rat pissing on cotton. Got him! Federal agents in masks and bulletproof vests are ambushing innocent people sometimes. And illegal immigrants are concerned. And it makes sense because some of these immigrants have families in the Los Angeles area. And when they get deported, well, bad things can happen, especially if it's a man. If you're a father and you're earning money and you get deported back to Mexico or the DR or any other place, well, then your families will be broken because if you're the breadwinner for the family, how will the rest of your kids and wife support themselves? And this situation has brought in people, even from the black community, concerned on the behalf of deported aliens.
They are taking away the fathers. What did they do to African Americans back in the 1960s, 70s, and 80s? They took the men out of the house. And that's what they're doing to Hispanic families now. I mean, it doesn't matter what color you are, we all need to speak up about this. They did it to African Americans back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and no one spoke up about it. They're doing it.
I feel like there's a big difference between like blacks and Mexicans. I get your point, but I think that there's a big difference between that because they say black people was brought over here on a ship. They was kidnapped, this, that, and the third. Mexicans, you can argue, was already here. You know, Texas, they had Texas, and then we went to war about that shit and took Texas from them niggas. You know what I'm saying? So you can argue and say that they was already here, but at the same time, they wasn't all over the rest of America though. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think that though that's comparable, bro. I don't think that's comparable.
It doesn't matter what color you are, we all need to speak up about this. They did it to African Americans back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and no one spoke up about it. They're doing it now to Hispanics.
And then another thing is, okay, if you're an illegal, y'all saying that they taking the man is the one that made that sacrifice. He the one got them over there successfully. We know as a family that this is the consequence, that the actions that we made, the choices that we made to come over here, that there's consequences behind them, and getting deported is one of them. So the whole time, the whole mission is to set up, to be set up and to be prepared in case that shit happens, bro. That's my mindset. If I'm y'all niggas, if I'm an illegal immigrant, that is my mindset. Okay, we know one day we can get caught and everything can be fucking over. We know this shit. That's the game. So for y'all to be out here protesting, I understand that some of y'all is legal, this y'all family. I understand that y'all don't want them to go, but y'all also understand that that's the fucking game, bro. Yeah, y'all was here first. Y'all lost the war. It's tragic, but we're in current day. If you're not gonna go to war and kill these motherfuckers, you're not gonna go to war with ammo and bombs and shit. There's nothing you can do about it, bro. Let's just be real, bro. You're gonna go fight the government? Do it. I'd love to see us as the people do it. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna drop a fucking nuke on us, bro. We're cooked, bro. We damn near we can't do shit.
In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and no one spoke up about it. They're doing it now to Hispanics. We need to speak up about it.
This brings us to Daniel Patrick Moynihan. Now, he was a U.S. Senator from New York, but most people don't know he was a PhD from Tufts University, and he studied sociology. And that sociology background helped him publish the controversial Moynihan Report on Black poverty. And he had a target in that, which was, well, single mothers.
So after the Moynihan Report, we start to see more literature in social work and the social sciences with a study on Black motherhood, but more specifically, you start to see more words like single mother, welfare recipient, all of these things used to shame and silence and even discredit Black mothers. The criticizing of single Black mothers is not something that is exclusive to one race. Individuals and organizations from both predominantly Black institutions and traditionally white institutions cite single motherhood as the cause of poverty and a drain on U.S. economy.
In a nutshell, the report said that the high rate of families headed by single mothers would greatly hinder progress of Blacks towards economic and political equality. And this is why the lady was saying that, hey, the same thing that was happening to the Black community is now going to happen to the Hispanic community. And we shouldn't just sit by and let that happen. Like, nobody spoke up for us, but we have the ability to speak up for them. And these Mexicans that are here are going to be broken up by ICE raids, and they will end up like us, and we shouldn't let that happen.
Boy, yo, sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
Now, the complaint coming from the Black community is that the Hispanics do not care about what happens to Blacks. When Blacks are suffering and Hispanics have the ability to say something about it, they don't. They are only worried about themselves. And I went on TikTok and I found something that I thought was interesting.
The Democrats have had term after term after term to do something for the Latino community, to help DACA recipients and those here illegally, and yet they haven't. To think that they are doing anything for us is a joke. Do I agree that Trump should just be getting rid of everyone? No, but Biden made sure this would happen, opening up the border, letting whomever walk in, knowing it wouldn't be his problem in 4 years. Everyone hates Trump so much they can't see who has been dangling the carrot over their heads for years.
Damn.
But wait, there's more.
Oh, and she continues to go up. It makes complete sense. Politicians on both sides get off dangling the carrot over the heads of the people, because why give them what they really want, what they want, when you can give them a more complicated version of what they want,
Bro,
and keep their vote? That's what Obama did with DACA. He took young Latinos brought here by
Bro, I just killed one. I think it's another one. The hell?
parents and promised them an easier pathway to citizenship, when it wasn't easier, but it came with perks so Latinos could jump up and down and say, thank you, Obama, you did that for us, we're voting for him. But 10 years later, they aren't even close to citizenship in our
y'all gotta be, it just goes back to what I say. What I say makes sense. This shit is political agendas. Trump gets in office, you know, this was his agenda way back when. So, of course, it's going to be broadcasted even more now. Back then, it was the wall. And there was already a wall. He was just trying to make it bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is political agendas, bro. These illegal immigrants know that they can get caught, bro. You don't see the illegal immigrants protesting. It's the ones that's protesting is the legal ones. The ones that don't even have no Spanish accent. Don't speak a lick of Spanish. I read into that one video of that white girl. She was crashing out. Didn't have no hair. They know that they can get caught and they can get sent back, bro. Everybody knows that. It's no different than being a street nigga. You know this is the life you chose, bro.
We're voting for him. But 10 years later, they aren't even close to citizenship and are self-deporting because of everything going on. But that doesn't mean Trump is right on this either. He thinks just deporting everyone will solve the problem. It does not. It doesn't. Both sides ignore a way to help those who have been here since infants and those who have lived here for decades.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
Now, again, if you can hear this particular creator, he's talking about how the Democratic Party and even the Republican Party have misled Latinos. People are talking about, hey, listen, the illegals were supposed to get citizenship by now, and that hasn't happened. And the Democrats have done this. Now, if you look at this, all of these issues are concerning the Latino community. And many of these issues are diametrically opposed to African American success, because the more immigrants getting citizenship in a country, that just means you may have lesser power politically if that particular group.
Can I can't swear at a man. Probably not. This is sick.
Well, see, this is the problem with America, bro. America is at the risk of any race but white taking this bitch over. This is a white country, bro. Let's just be real, bro. That's the risk America faces. America cannot be overthrown by another race, bro. That would be it would be a new America. There would be a new, let alone some Mexicans. America's a free country. We are vulnerable to that shit, bro. The American government is vulnerable, bro. They can get overthrown by another race. If it's big enough, bro. That's the dilemma that they face. So until then, we're cooked.
Think differently than you, which we have seen
the
that
fear
happen.
they have.
And when you look at this discussion that they are having here in this particular clip, none of this discussion involves blacks. The Hispanics who are now being deported could be Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and Dominicans. The entire Latino community is still concerned about itself, but at the same time, these Latinos would really appreciate if blacks were to be concerned about them in the same way. But wait, there's more.
These protests in LA, they're not doing. It's just a bunch of Latinos that, rather than educate themselves and figure out a way to make a real movement, go and give them a reason to round more people up, to throw more people in jail, and to make even more stringent laws against things like this. Everything but take accountability and actually learn something of how the system in America works.
In this clip, the same creator is calling out other Latinos for basically not working together, while ICE is basically coming in raiding in these communities. So now some Latinos are fighting amongst each other and not taking accountability for what is happening. I mean, the reality is, if these Latinos are being deported, they are not there legally, and they did not take the steps to be there legally, and so they are there illegally. So there's now fighting amongst themselves about the situation. Now, again, this is something that is bad, and I could feel for people who have come to America to get a better life. But again, if they are there illegally, then I don't understand what the issue is and how you can point fingers or even argue about it. They are not there legally. And at the same time, the Asian community has been silent on their behalf, and most blacks are now silent on their behalf. But there was a creator that mentioned something that is very interesting.
For the sake of y'all telling me that I gotta say that I'm black when I'm not. I am Dominican.
So in Latin America, they got this running joke. I don't think it's a running joke, but this joke goes, every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Every Latino family has a black grandma that they're hiding in the closet. Let me show you what that means. You see this picture? This is the black grandma that they're talking about. She ended up having a baby by, a pale, maybe light complected man. And she got this biracial daughter. The biracial daughter went to go procreate with, a light white person. And they got this daughter. So they never talk about the black grandma though. And the black grandma, she wanted to erase blackness too. She wanted to get rid of it. That's why she has no problem being hidden. They're indoctrinated with anti-blackness, racism. It runs deep. They're not only trying to erase blackness, but they're ashamed of it. So someone like her, the previous person, Domino Black,
I had a shorty tell me about this, like, I guess like this village. I don't know what it is, but it's this dude in history, family, whatever. And they goal was to erase. She said this is how black people or white people was created, right? They kept taking the lightest black person and breeding them, and eventually they got a white person. I'm just looking at him like, all right, that shit just don't even make sense to me though, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because what explains the hair? You know what explains the hair? You know, but man, it's always gonna be a group of people, whatever, that's trying to knock out the population, stick with their race is a real thing, bro. Races stick together, and they should. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's gonna be some within the race that don't like themselves, don't like the other people in the race, so they go to the other race and try to be them or and create with them, and then you know that's their agenda that they want to push. You know, but man, they're not. They're man. There might be a race fall off the map one day, bro. It might just be if I might fuck around be black folk, or or everybody's gonna turn black. One of the two. It's gonna be one of the two. I feel like. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like everybody's gonna turn black because if you look at the Middle East niggas, they dark than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Blackness, but they're ashamed of it. So someone like
But I don't think they gonna be able to knock no race off, bro. Like, it's you know, the government clearly still ain't done it yet.
her, the previous person, Domino Black, will never admit that she's black. Anything but that.
But the best part is this.
Papa, why you never telling me we are black? And he hold my hand and told me, sweetie, we are not black, we are morenos. Now, of course, he was aware that he was a black man, but he rejected that identity. And I think this happens in most families, that you hide the black grandma in the closet.
Black grandma in the closet. Huh?
Yeah.
They hide the black grandma in the closet.
So
Never
this
heard of nothing
particular
like this,
creator
bro.
who is always on TikTok talking about these issues, and I really support this brother. Check him out. His name is Donnie on Timeout. All right. And he said that a lot of the Hispanics that have been quiet on black issues in the past have some level of African or black DNA. He talked about the Dominican lady who says, I'm not black, I'm Dominican. And he also talked about the fact that at the end of the video, many Hispanics
Bro,
are trying to hide the fact.
I think there's only so many races, bro. I don't think like Russian, that's you're white. You know what I'm saying? Like that you're not fucking a different race because you're from fucking Russia. A white person and a from America and a white person from Russia are both white. Just because you're from Russia doesn't make you a Russian, bro. Yeah, it makes you Russian, but that's your nationality. That's not your, or is nationality the right word? I think that would nationality be the right word? Because usually when I refer to nationality, that'd be like race, you know. But like that's your culture. Your culture is Russia. You're still white though. You know what I'm saying? Like there could be a black Russian. He's Russian, yeah, but he's black. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like them fucking Jewish people, bro. You're white. Fucking Australians, white. There's white Africans, you know. Now the Middle East niggas, I don't know what they is, bro. I don't know what they is. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's some shit right there we gonna have to think about. But I think it's only so many races, bro. I think white, Asians, black people, Mexicans, even Mexicans be like Asian damn near though. You know what I'm saying? Like they like a descendants of them type shit. A cross of them type shit. But let's just say they their own race though. Mexicans, Asians, black people, white people. You got them Indians. You know. There's only so many races though, bro. A Russian and an American is the same white person, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Fact that they have a black grandmother or a black great grandmother, and you can know that this must be true because
Italian.
They can trace that in Mexico. A lot of blacks that live on the East Coast.
But a lot of y'all Dominicans, y'all do be black and Mexican. You know what I'm saying? And Spanish, like what, like all you. He's not Mexican. He's Guatemalan. He's what the fuck? She's Dominican. You know what I'm saying? Like you're Mexican in my eyes, bro. Like you Hispanic, okay? Y'all the same shit.
You know, there's a lot of intermixing between Dominicans
A
and black.
Venezuelan and a Mexican, bro, is the same shit, bro. Cultures are different, you know, regions are different, so yeah, y'all look different.
And you know, in the New York and the Philadelphia,
Just like black
Puerto
niggas,
Ricans,
black
if you look at
Americans, and
Puerto
black
Ricans,
Africans,
like
we look different,
Felix
bro.
Trinidad, obviously that man has a lot of African DNA in him, and if he was to say that he's not black, he would be insane. If Sammy Sosa says that
black,
he's
I'm
not
African. You're black, bro.
black, he would also be insane because we can see it. But then again, when it comes to black issues and you have black genetic DNA, and then you're a black person saying that I'm not black, but at the same time you're being deported along with the Latinos, then you're going to
I think how you're raised and how you came up plays a part in all of this, bro. If you're a black, I'm not gonna say that. If you're a mixed kid, right, like me, you grew up in the hood versus the suburbs, bro. I think the one in the suburbs is gonna be white. I think the one in the hood is gonna be black. It's just that simple, bro. It's culture. Culture plays a part in that, bro. How they was raised, the character plays a part in that, though. It does at the end of the day, bro. That doesn't mean because a Mexican was brought up with black folks that he's black. No, I'm talking about mixed people, bro. You know, because it's different. It's definitely, you know, you got two different paths when you're a mixed person, and really that path chooses you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't really pick that path so much. You know, there is ones that do. You know, and play both sides and don't know what they want to do with their life. You know, but nigga, a nigga like me, bro. I grew up knowing my black family. I didn't know my white family, bro. And that's just the way it was, bro. It's the way it is, you know.
get a level of mockery from blacks. And that's exactly what happens. You are, and some of you are even a part of the African ancestry. You might have the same kind of slave trade blood or West African DNA that many of us share, but you're silent on our issues.
The police look at me, bro. They label me as a black man, bro. They don't care about none of that shit, bro.
And now when it's your issue, you want somebody to speak up for you. But really, if you're speaking up for us, you are technically speaking up for yourself. How many Afro-Latinos have been discriminated against in their own community by lighter Latinos who most likely themselves have black DNA? Got him! I know, right? One lighter black person discriminating against another black person that's darker, but you both are black. If you,
I think at this point, a majority of people is mixed with something, bro.
To check your DNA, I know you mad, but it's not my fault. And it's not that we don't see when some of the ice raids are happening and we see Latinos with black features and going back. I mean, you would be like, oh, wow, damn, that's kind of crazy. But hey, listen, this is what happens when you don't speak up for the other people who you know you are a part of technically. And now it's all bad. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, D Jackson.
Hey man, y'all let me know what y'all think down below, man. It's been real keeping with y'all. We on the road to 100K, okay? So I need everybody to hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a video. If you made it to the end of this video, you bored, check out this video to the left, or check out my music to the right. I just dropped some new shit, all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good shit. I'll get at y'all on the next one, and I'm gone. TYP the 9.